Mommy, Mottanni, Mottanni, Mottanni.
There to dream, there to think, there to believe, there to work. Only then do you achieve. Mottanni signing up. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Top of the afternoon from the busiest street in the northwest region of Cameroon, Commercial Avenue, Bamenda. For the next 60 minutes, my goal here is to keep you going. Keep that fire burning within you so you never give up on that thing, that goal, that vision that keeps you working while others are asleep. That thing that you believe deep down in your gut, you can make it happen or you can make it better. I will attempt to do so with words, music, poetry, only on FM 98.5, Dream FM, the radio for peace and development. Man in the 1001 buttons on the panel mixer, call him the indefatigable To Clinton. And generous supervision coming from station boss, real hour maker power. On the MIC, ladies and gentlemen, you can call me your motivational speaker, call me the corporate trainer, call me Eternity Hour, call me aka Mottanni. What if we could live in a world full of love every day? What if you could make that special person in your life feel like the very first day of your relationship? What if you could make the love, how could you make that loved one feel like he or she felt like on the first date? What if you could make your customers keep coming for more? What if you could make your customers or your clients seek your product and no one else? Oh, I know you will love that. I know very much you will love that. I know Unga Creative Designs will love that. I know YG Incorporated will love that. And I know our Free Leaks will also love that. So in this program, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be looking at some of those techniques in which you can use to make that special someone feel more special in every one of their days, or that technique you can use to keep your customers or your clients or your business associates keep wanting for more. That technique that you can use to make sure that they desire no other product but yours, that they have to brave the odds, travel along over mountains and rivers just to get your product or to get your service. This is what we will be dwelling on today on Mottanni on FM 98.5. So ladies and gentlemen, before then, let's get our first musical bite. When we come back, we are going to dive into that.
Mais pourquoi la vie était si compliquée? J'ai seulement aimé, vraiment, je n'ai pas tué quelqu'un. Anita, mon amour d'enfance, fille de prédicateur, d'une bonne morale. Elle m'a dit pas de sexe avant le mariage et on vivait comme ça. Pour notre amour j'étais prêt à suivre ses pas jusqu'à la gare. Mais l'amour de la chance et la belle vie l'ont consommé et a changé. Oh Anita n'est plus la même. Anita, méfie-toi des choses, je l'ai dit. Et n'oublie pas d'où tu viens. Oh Anita n'est plus la même. T'es camisé, oh Anita. One day you will cry.
You're enjoying there, Salatiel in that one, Anita. Take 'em easy, no matter how tough it be, take 'em easy. For one day, things go better.
Anita, oh, parce que tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or, ici dehors. Tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or, ici dehors. Tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or, ici dehors. Tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or, ici dehors. Maintenant elle est partie, elle m'a blessé. Mais ce qui est marrant c'est que si elle revient je vais toujours l'accepter. Parce que je l'ai aimée inconditionnellement. Mon amour pour elle durera éternellement. Après quelques années je l'ai vue, pour voir ce qu'elle est devenue. Oh Anita n'est plus la même. Anita porte une grossesse de 6 mois et c'est même pas qui l'a enceinté. Oh Anita n'est plus la même. C'est camisé, oh Anita. One day you will cry, oh Anita, oh. La vie c'est doucement, Anita, oh. Le déo est mauvais, oh Anita, oh. Parce que tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or, ici dehors. Tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or, ici dehors. Tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or.
Tout ce qui brille n'est pas de l'or, ici dehors. Thank you, Salatiel Salah, for that wonderful piece. Anita. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying today to see how can you keep your customers or your clients coming for more. How do you make them feel that special? How do you make that special, that person which you cherish so much feel special? How do you make your children feel special? How do you make your family also, your family members, your relatives feel special in their lives? Because remember, the family is the basic unit of the society. If we want a great society, there is nothing we can do. The best we can do is to invest in our family. So that's why we are here today. So for us to get to understand how do we make people feel special around us, such that they can always like being in our company, such that they can always come back for our products or our services. How do we make that special person in our life feel special? Sometimes we do a lot and we wonder why that person does not feel special. And you wonder, and sometimes you ask yourself, I don't do odd thing. Why you be say this person not they understand the way they feel? Why you be say this customer not they understand saying so this thing they. Today we are there. What are you supposed to do? For us to understand that, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at one of the most important institutions, in life, and that is marriage. So, what happens to love after marriage? So many people will talk and they will say how in love and how high they were when they got married. Even after marriage, they will tell you of how beautiful it was. But suddenly things turned out in another way, and sometimes they wonder what they were thinking before they decided to take that commitment. Many married people will wonder what happens to that strong, intense feeling of what they used to feel before they got married to their spouse. Some will tell you, we used to take phone calls, we used to talk to each other all night, we used to play, we used to laugh all night, we used to also listen to each other all night. We felt like the world was at a standstill when we were together. Some people will even look at this and use the statements when they look at the situation now and the situation before you got engaged in that commitment of marriage. They will say sometimes it's preferable to love someone from afar. They will wonder what has happened. And it's the same thing with your businesses. When you started that business, it was really amazing. You had a lot of customers, you had a lot of clients, you had a lot of people who were supporting you. But in the long run, what has happened? That the customers are no longer coming. What has happened in the long run? That the clients are no longer coming. What has happened? That the support you used to get, you no longer get. Some of these relationships are better off 3 or 4 hours, even for years. But after, some of the relationships are better, very, very better. But after 3 or 4 kids, the relationship goes in another direction. Some even start wondering what they saw in the father or the mother of their child that made them take that commitment. How do we solve this? How do we solve this so we can keep our homes and our businesses intact? How do we solve this problem? Mottanni on FM 98.5, Dream FM 98.5, the radio for peace and development today is saying that we must be willing to change. We must be willing to change if we want to make our homes better, if we want to make our businesses better, if we want to satisfy our clients better. We must be willing. We must be willing to change. And one of the ways we have to be willing to change is to learn what makes the other person feel loved, what makes my spouse feel loved, what makes my children feel loved, what makes my customers feel loved. It is said that it's not about the product, but the feeling that a customer gets after interacting with you, or after having a business transaction with you, that will determine whether that customer will keep coming for more or not. It's the feeling that you give them that will determine whether they will keep coming for more or not. So, how do you get to give them the right feeling, make them feel that special in such a way that they keep coming for more? You need to learn. Learn what makes them feel special. Learn what makes them feel special. Gary Chapman, a writer and a pastor, will tell you need to learn the love languages. You need to learn the love languages of your spouse. You need to learn the love language of your children. You need to learn the love language of your customers. You need to learn the love language of your clients. That's how you make them feel special. Because when you learn their love languages, you will be able to communicate effectively with them, and by so doing they will feel loved and they will feel special. I know some of us are wondering out there, the love language, the way the grand they talk so na sika waiting. Now which kind of thing? Before we talk about that, I want you to let's look at this analogy. Let's look at language in general. Some of us who grew up in the Northwest and the Southwest, we speak Pidgin very well. We speak and understand Pidgin very well. Others who grew up in the north will speak Fulfulde very well. Some of us who grew up in the south, in the east, and in the center regions will understand Ewondo very, 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 very well. Now, just imagine that someone from the northwest who understands and speaks pidgin very well is brought together with someone from the north who speaks Fulfulde very well, and someone from who speaks and understands Fulfulde only very well, and someone from the center who speaks and understands only Ewondo very well, and they are brought together and they are asked to have a conversation. Just imagine, how would that conversation take place? Will each person be able to understand the other? Will each person be able to understand the other? The answer is absolutely no, because I from the northwest and the southwest region, I will speak the pidgin. I will speak the pidgin so well. You from the center region, you will speak your Ewondo, and the other guy from the north will be speaking his Fulfulde. In the long run, what happens? We are talking, but we are not communicating, because we speak different languages and each and every one of us does not understand what the other person is talking. Away from the national borders, I want us to look at here in the northwest. Let's look at the northwest and the southwest. Imagine you're from Bali and you speak Mungaka. Then someone from Mamfe who speaks Kenyan. The two of you are brought together to talk, to have a conversation. You speak and understand only Mungaka, and he or she speaks and understand only Kenya. When the person speaks Kenya and you speak Mungaka, in the long run, what happens? The two of you, nobody gets to understand the other. Nobody gets to understand the other. And since nobody gets to understand the other, nobody feels like they are being respected. Nobody feels like they are being loved. Nobody feels like they are being given what they deserve. And in the long run, what happens? Definitely there can't be an agreement. There can't be an agreement, since both of you don't understand each other, both of you don't feel respected, and both of you don't feel loved. So this is how the love languages work. This is how love languages work. You may be different from your love language, which is just like the language you speak may be different. Yours is mostly different. It might be different from that of your spouse. And your love language too can also be very, very different from that of your customers. So if you want to make your customers or your clients feel special, and if you want to make your spouse feel special, or you want to make your kids feel special, or your parents feel special, you must be willing to go out of your way and learn their own language. Their own language. For the Mungaka speaker to be able to make the Kenyan speaker feel special or understood, he must be willing to go out of his way, go out of his comfort zone to learn Kenyan, so that he can communicate with the guy who speaks Kenyan. Or the Kenyan guy can also go out of his way to learn Mungaka, so that he can communicate out of the guy who speaks Mungaka very well. So that's how love languages work. So if you actually claim that you love your customers, you love your spouse, you love your children, or you love your parents, you must be willing, because you are able, you must be willing to go all out of your way to learn the love language. Learn what makes them feel special. Don't do what you think. Most times we are tempted to do what we think, what we feel like if they do to me, I will feel special to that person. And when the person doesn't feel that special, then you start wondering, I don't do all thing, why you need to understand me? I don't do all thing, why you need to feel special? Because we go ahead to do what we feel like if it is done to us, we are going to feel special, forgetting to know that the language that makes your spouse or your client or your family member or your relative or your friend special, the language that makes you feel special might not be the same thing that makes the other person feel special. What you do, what someone does to you and you feel special, must not be the same thing that if you do to someone, that person will feel special. So if you claim that you love that person, you must be willing to go out of your way to learn what makes that person feel special. And in most cases, it is not easy. It is not easy. And that is what it takes. It takes effort to love. It's not about talking. It's not about the words. It takes a lot of effort. So you must go out of your way to learn it. When it comes to love languages, the challenge is most of us develop the love language while we are growing. Some of us end up picking the love language of either that of our father or our mother, and it becomes our primary love language, while others get to develop theirs by themselves. So you must be willing, first of all, in order to make somebody feel special, you must also first of all know what makes you feel special. Then be willing to find out what makes the other person feel special, so that you can effectively communicate with that person. You can effectively make them feel special. Knowing what to do to make your spouse or your customer feel loved today may not be the same thing, may not still make them feel loved and understood tomorrow. So it's an ongoing process which entails you have to, if you know the love language of your spouse or of your client, of your parents, of your brother or sister, or of your friend, you must be willing to learn the other ways in which you can use to make them feel special. Don't just focus on one thing. If the love language, as we will see, of your friend is affirmative words, you will not just every day you tell them you look good, you look good, you look good, you look good today, you look good tomorrow, you look good the day after tomorrow, you look good a week later, and you expect them to feel special. You must look for other ways. What other ways can you use to make them feel special? What other ways? And Gary Chapman will tell you that those are dialects. Under each love language there are dialects, and dialects has to do with how you get to make that person to feel special. So for the marriage example we started with, the truth is, when you just started dating, or when you fall in love, what happens? That person looks so very, very special to you. Sometimes you're not able to see any fault that person commits. Most times you're not even able to see any flaws, any wrong thing. The person feels so perfect in your eyes. The person looks so perfect in your eyes. That's why sometimes you feel like spending the whole day with that person and you have no problem. It's like when you're with that person, the world has come to a standstill. Somebody said the in-love experience is a quick fix. Somebody said that when you look at when you are in love, you are emotionally obsessed with each other. Sometimes you go to sleep thinking about one another. Most times you go to sleep thinking about one another. When you get up, that person is the first thing on your mind. You spend time together with that person. When you hold the hands of that person, it seems like blood flows. It seems like your blood, the blood from your veins are flowing together. When you get to kiss that person, it's like you should just stay together. Don't go to school, don't read, don't work. Embracing each other stimulates dreams of marriage and ecstasy when you're in love. The truth is that in love experience that you encounter during the first days or the first years of your relationship, it blinds you to so many things. And the truth, the lifespan of that in love experience is just 2 years. The lifespan of that in love experience is just 2 years. It means that most times after 2 years, you come off that emotional high. The psychologists call it emotional high. And from there now, you start wondering. What happened? Why did I not see that this person was selfish? Why did I not see that this person had a lot of anger? Why did I see that this person was quick-tempered? Why did I not see that this person was really, really, really self-centered? That was because you were in the in-love experience. And that in-love experience, you become so blind. It is said that the person who is in love has the illusion that the beloved is perfect. It's really, really perfect. The in-love experience, the challenge about the fall in love or the in-love experience is that it does not focus on our own growth, nor on our growth and development, or nor on the growth and development of the other person. Rather, it gives us a sense that we have arrived. That's why two people who are in love, they don't care. Sometimes they will neglect studies, they will neglect the family to which they come from, they will neglect even their discipline, neglect a lot of things just to be together, not knowing that some of those things that you neglect might be very detrimental in the long run. So that's how most couples, after 2-3 years of marriage, they come off that in love experience and they start wondering, what happened? What did I really see in this guy, or what did I really see in this woman that made me take this commitment to be with her for life? And Dr. Dorothy Tanoff, a psychologist and a marriage counselor, tells us that the average lifespan of the in-love experience is 2 years. And when the relationship is a sacred relationship, sometimes it takes more than 2 years. That's why you will see youth and teenagers will do all they can, even until standing in the rain or standing in the dark, regardless of what they could happen to them, just to be with the beloved, just to be with their beloved. But it takes just 2 years, especially when you've gotten into a commitment like marriage, for that in love feeling to vanish into thin air. So what do you get to do? What do you get to do when the in-love experience has vanished? What do you get to do when your customers have stopped coming? They no longer feel special. That feeling you used to give them when they do business transactions or when they do business with you is no longer there. You no longer see them coming around to ask for more products or services. What do you do? What do you do when you've already made the commitment to your spouse and you get to find out that they are quick-tempered or they are selfish? What do you get to do when you are stuck in a family you didn't choose to be in? You're stuck with them and you must work with them in order for the betterment of that family. What you have to do is simple. You have to now make deliberate, determined efforts to learn the love language of maybe your spouse, of your customers, of your brother and sister, of your friend. If you get to learn what makes them feel special, then I bet you it might just be the panacea you need to have a wonderful life. Because the truth is, when you learn their love language, when you learn what makes them feel special, and you do it, because it's not enough to just learn it, you have to do it over and over again. You have to do it, you have to make them feel special over and over again. The truth is, they are bound to reciprocate. They are bound to reciprocate. So you have to learn it. You have to learn what makes them feel special. Not necessarily doing what you think will make you feel special to them and expecting that they will feel special. You have to remember. I remember a quote that says that the customer is the most important person in the business because he or she can fire everybody at any time. So you must learn how to make your customers feel special. And how do you learn how to make them feel special? It is to learn what makes them feel special. Learn their love language. And how do you learn their love language? Remember, you can't give what you don't have. So you have to begin by learning your own language. What is it that makes you feel special? In such a way that if someone is not communicating, or if someone is communicating in a way that doesn't make you feel special, you can always request that you need this and this to be done for you to feel special. That is what we are going to be looking at. There are 5 of these languages with many dialects. Today we are going to dwell on the first love language that you can use to apply. You can use that first love language to apply and see how it works. Mottanni always says, don't believe me, do not believe me, just try it. Apply that on your customers. Apply it first to yourself, your customers, your spouse, your children, and I bet you're going to experience a lot of changing, especially in this period of crisis. So we are going to look at that next. It is very common knowledge. It is very common knowledge that some people will say that the highest thing you can use to satisfy our female folk is money. But you will meet others that will tell you that I gave her everything. I gave her money. I gave her all that. I don't know what she actually wanted. And there are some people that will tell you that, okay, I gave her money, but it didn't work. So that implies, just from that statement, implies that everybody has a particular primary love language. Everybody has a particular primary love language, and it is very, very important that if you want to make someone feel special, you must learn their love language. There is no general love language. The fact that some people will say that, okay, money is what makes most women happy, that's a very big lie, because if you look around, you will see a lot of families living in big houses, driving big cars, but you still see some fishy things going around, and you start wondering, okay, what is this person really looking for? That person is looking for a place or a person that can make them feel special. So you have to learn these things. You have to learn them. So what do some people require in order to feel special? Some people need words of affirmation. Some people need words of affirmation. And the truth is, the object of love is not getting something you want, but doing something for the well-being of the one you love. I remember Coach Lanjo made a profound statement the other day. He said, love is all about what you give. It's never about what you receive. It's all about what you give. It has never been about what you receive. If you claim that it is love and you only think about what you receive from that person, from your customer, from your parents, from your spouse, or from your children, then that is not love. It becomes something else. It becomes a business transaction. So some people need words of affirmation. It's a fact that when we receive affirming words, we are far more likely to be motivated to reciprocate. Mark Twain says that I can live for 2 months on a good compliment. On a good compliment. The truth is, to compliment someone doesn't cost us anything. It doesn't cost us anything. But it is so challenging for some people to be able to compliment their spouse. It is so challenging for some people to be able to compliment their customers. It is so challenging for some people to be able to compliment their kids, and it's so challenging for some people to be able to compliment their colleagues or even their friends, and that costs us nothing. Just put in the back of your mind that when you spray perfume on somebody's body, there is no way you will leave without having that same smell on you. So remember, when you compliment someone, you end up feeling more better. So learn to compliment. If you want some people to feel special, you have to compliment them. You have to compliment them. And complimenting has various ways. You can give them verbal compliments. Verbal compliments like, you look good in that suit. Verbal compliments like, you must be the best potato cook in the world. I love these potatoes. Verbal compliments like, I really appreciate you washing my dresses. Verbal compliments like thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the service. Thank you for purchasing goods from my store. Thank you for wanting and also always coming to get services from me. Those are verbal compliments. You look great. You look amazing. Always try to be sincere. Don't focus on the things in the person you don't like, but try to focus on that one thing in that person that you like and compliment them on it. There is nobody in this life that does not have something that you can compliment. So focus on that thing. Try to be sincere. Don't fake it. You look good in that suit is enough. I love this food. This is great cooking. It's enough. I really appreciate you washing my dresses is enough. Thank you. Thank you. That two words, thank you. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. You can also, ladies and gentlemen, make someone feel special by giving them encouraging words. Encouraging words. You can give them encouraging words like, that's good. What you have done is good and you can do better. That is great work. That is awesome. That is amazing work and you can also make it better. Just those phrases can lift up a person's spirit. Just those phrases can make the person feel special. Just those short phrases can make the person want to be around you. Just those phrases can make the person want to come back for more from you. Use encouraging words. That is good. That is amazing. When somebody does something, you tell them that is good, that is amazing. Even if you have suggestions to make, always begin by appreciating them. Appreciate their effort, appreciate their time, appreciate the resources they've invested in that stuff. That is good, that is amazing, that is very, very, very excellent. But you can do this. Let's try this way and see how we can make it better. Encouraging words are very, very important. You can also use kind words. You can also use kind words to make somebody feel special. To make somebody feel special. Kind words. I love you. I love you. I love you can be an expression of love rather than I love you. Those are two different ways. You can also make requests in a loving way, and that makes that person feel special and make the person feel more ease around you, and make the person feel more free to be able to offer you what you were demanding. For example, someone makes you angry, you tell them, I feel so disappointed and hurt by what you have just done. That is an honest way to tell the person that you are not you didn't feel special, you didn't like what they did. And by putting it in that way, I feel so disappointed and hurt by what you did, that might help the person, that might make the person more likely to apologize sincerely. Maybe the person might say, okay, I didn't know that you were hurt by that way, or maybe I didn't see it that way. Learn to also use humble words to make people feel special around you. Learn to. If you claim that you love your customers, if you claim that you love your clients, you love your colleagues, you love your friends, you love your family, you love your spouse, you love your brother or sister, then you must learn to use humble words on them. You must learn to use humble words on them. Remember, if you love somebody, when you want something from them, you make request. You don't demand from them. You make request. Despite how much you might have spent on that person, despite the amount of help you might have given that person in the past, it's never enough for you to make demands of them. It is always enough to make request. Sometimes try this. Try. When you want to get something from your spouse, instead of making demands, why not just make a request? A request shows that you care and you love and you care for the well-being of that person. Once you make requests, it shows that, okay, actually I care for you. It's not all about me. I also care what you think. I also care the way you feel. For example, begin most of your requests, begin them with phrases like, will it be possible for you to do this or that? Or, I would love you to do this or that for me. Or, I would really appreciate it if you do this or that. Those are humble words you're using to make request instead of demand. Don't tell them that if you don't do this, this is what will happen. If you don't do this, this is what will happen. Oh no. Make request. When you make a request, the person doesn't feel challenged. The customer or your spouse doesn't feel challenged. They feel like, okay, I'm doing it out of my own volition. So learn to use humble words. These are all ways you can use to make, maybe your love language is words of affirmation. These are all words you desire of someone to make you feel special, to make you feel like like you felt on the first date. Maybe these are the words you desire. Then you should learn to make requests of your spouse if they are not using them. Tell them, will it be possible for you to tell me I love you? Will it be possible? I will love you to do this for me. I will love you. I will appreciate it if you can tell me thank you when I do or when I wash your dresses. I will appreciate it if you can tell me thank you when I prepare food for you. When they don't do it, learn to make requests of them. That is how you make them feel special, and by so doing, you feel special too. So, remember, this is Mottanni, your motivational talk show. And ladies and gentlemen, today we have been talking about how do you make those people who are dear to you in your life, how do you make them feel special? How do you make your customers keep coming for more? How do you offer services or products to your customer that give them that feeling that will make them cross rivers, will make them cross streams, will make them even walk on foot on long distances just to get your product and service? That is what we've been handling today. And one of the ways we have said you will be able to do that is to be able to understand what makes them feel special. And for you to understand what makes them feel special, you must understand what makes you feel special. And that is what drove us to the love languages of Gary Chapman. And the first love language we have seen today has to do with words of affirmation. Some of us, our primary love language, for us to feel special, we need to get affirming words from that person that we love. We need to get affirming words from that client, from that customer. We need to get affirming words from a family member, a brother or a sister. And one of the various affirming words we have seen today has to do with just saying thank you, just saying I love you, just saying that is great work, just saying that is an amazing thing you did. And also, we have also learned that if affirming words is your love language, if affirming words or appreciating words are the kind of things that you require from your relationship or in your relationships, then you need to be able to learn to make requests of that person who is not using them. You need to learn to make requests of them. And one of the ways you can make requests of them is by using phrases like, will it be possible? Or, I will love you to do this or that. Or, I will really appreciate it if you can say thank you. I will really appreciate it if you can say I love you. I really appreciate it if you can just appreciate me once in a while when I do something that you like. That is how you make requests. And that is how you make that person in your life feel special. Remember that darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that.
Mottanni.
That is all we got time for, ladies and gentlemen, on this program, Mottanni on FM 98.5 for today. Next week, we are going to look at the second and why not the third way in which you can make those people whom you cherish so much in your life feel that special. We are going to look at the second and the third way in which you can make your customers or your clients or your family members and friends and colleagues feel very, very special. We are going to do that next week. It's been Mottanni on FM 98.5 Dream FM, the radio for peace and development, benefiting from the technical and experiential assistance of To Clinton and station boss Real Awamika Power. Special thanks to YG Incorporated, Curious Minds Book Club, at the Greens International and Graffiti Fine Arts for contribution and to continue being unstoppable, relentless and inspired to achieve more, be more. Get to me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest with the handle Mottanni, MO20A or on the www.mottanni.com. Until next edition, ladies and gentlemen, bask in the flames of your own greatness and Mia and Kakatonto, very well, Ayongna, Jika, Neki.